All right. What is up? What is up? I'm solo right now. Danny will be here in a couple minutes. He is making coffee or something like that. So I'll hold down the fort until then. Once Danny gets in here, I will update my weekly rankings in the link in the description right now. You can go check them out. I last updated them on Thursday, but a couple things have happened since then. Daryl Henderson, a few things like that. So I will update those once Danny gets in here and gives me a second to do that. But for now, let's start it off with the questions. Hector, first one in here. Appreciate that. Let's see if we can beat Hector next time. Good morning, guys. Who should I start? Elijah Moore or Mike Williams? Thanks. They're both kind of in the same tier this week for me. They'd both be kind of boomer bust wide receiver 3, high-end wide receiver 3, low-end wide receiver 2 types. I personally would go with Elijah Moore. I think he has, better chance at a lot of targets in this game because Corey Davis should see a lot of Darius Slay on the outside based on his alignment. And then Mike Williams, of course, has to compete for targets with Eckler and with Keenan Allen and stuff. So I'd probably rather go with Elijah Moore there than I would Mike Williams, Hector. Getting in early. Good morning, guys. What's up, Jared? What's up, fellas? Need 3 out of Hopkins, Van Jefferson, T. Higgins, Boston Scott, Freiermuth, half PPR. So Deandre Hopkins is definitely going to be an interesting one today. Because of, he hasn't been in the lineup in, 3 games now. The fact that he's coming back this week and was, somewhat doubtful or 50-50 game time decision type, you got to wonder if they're going to dial back his workload at all, or if he's just going to be out there, what we saw from Amari Cooper on Thursday night, for example. But I'm thinking I'm still going to go with Hopkins if these are my options, basically. So I'd go with the first 3 in this question, Mo. I'd go with Hopkins, Van Jefferson, and T. Higgins in that part. Cole Kmet or Foster Moreau. I will take Foster Moreau there, Corey. I currently have, for those of you guys that are wondering, because I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of Foster Moreau questions. Foster Moreau is my tight end 12 on the week right now. I currently have him 1 spot below Pat Freiermuth, Dallas Goddard, Dawson Knox, Mike Gesicki, Kyle Pitts is the guys who I have immediately above him. And then the guys immediately below him are Logan Thomas, Zach Ertz, Cole Kmet, Noah Fant, Hunter Henry, Tyler Higbee, Jack Doyle, and Jared Cook. And that closes out my top 20. So everybody that I kind of just mentioned, I would start Foster Moreau in that range. That's basically what I'm thinking with him. We saw him get 100% of the work snap-wise when Darren Waller was out the first time, got 6 targets, caught a touchdown. If you're playing DFS leagues, I strongly suggest that you avoid Foster Moreau because he'll probably be 45% owned in most DFS tournaments. So I'm willing to pivot off of him in that case. But yeah. Carl says, what's going on, boys? Boston Scott or Sony Michel? Give me Sony Michel, not even close. So we don't know 100% if Daryl Henderson's going to be out. It does sound like he's expected to not play based on what I've seen, everything that I've kind of read on the subject, because I have Sony Michel. I've done a lot of research on this. It does sound like Daryl Henderson is not expected to play, but even if he does play, could be limited in some fashion. So I would still go with Sony Michel, because even if Henderson plays, I would still rather have Sony Michel than Boston Scott.
Yeah, easily. And yeah, even like, and you mentioned, even if Henderson plays, it looks like it's doubtful at this point. Like, also, let's do that. It looks doubtful at this point. I still think Sony's going to handle a big part of the load, because realistically, inactive Henderson is going to get his overall volume significantly down.
Did I tell you what happened to me in my home league? How lucky I got this week? So
what happened?
I have AJ Brown and Adams, right, who are on bye/injured, and I have DeAndre Swift, who also is injured now. And this week, I've lucked into in my league, you can start 2 running backs and 2 flexes, and then there's 3 wide receiver spots. I lucked into 4 workhorse running backs this week because I have Antonio Gibson, who has no J.D. McKissick. I have Javonte Williams, who now has no Melvin Gordon. I have Jamal Williams, who's obviously the handcuff to my DeAndre Swift. And then I also have Sony Michel. And I have Daryl Williams, too, who actually also has a chance of being a workhorse because Clyde's dealing with an illness. So a lot of backs on this team. But my starting wide receiver 1 is T. Higgins right now because I have no Devontae Adams and no H.A. Brown.
Yeah, that's nuts.
So I'm running a robust RB this week.
Yeah,
literally. Anyway, Steven says, who should I start? Pick one. Najee. I don't even have to read the rest. I'm starting Najee Harris over these guys. Like, I know Sony Michel is going to have a big workload. I know Miles Sanders has a good matchup, but it's still Najee Harris for me here.
Okay, I'm cutting it a bit. I'm good now. It should be. Yeah, it's easily Najee Harris. Also, I want to say one thing.
What's up?
Fucking Michigan, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, I watched the Alabama game. That was pretty much it.
Yeah,
R.I.P.
dude.
to our
And
boy.
I was
Brampton's
praying.
finest,
Oh
John Mechie, going to be
man,
out for the year for sure.
I was so sad for him
He
when I
come
saw
back?
that.
Does he come back next year because he tore his
Yeah,
ACL?
he'll probably be back again. Probably maybe like a couple weeks into the season,
No, I mean,
or
does he come
going into.
back to Alabama next year, or does he declare for the draft anyway?
I think his whole plan was to finish the season out and then declare for the draft. And again, I think like worst case scenario, torn ACL, like was he
I
fall
don't
from
think
this
teams
like
will
an
really like knock him too much for that. It's
like
a pretty
and that,
routine injury at this point.
and that's what I was gonna say. Like, what does he fall from? Like an early second round pick to like a mid third
Yeah,
max?
that's probably what
Like,
but then again, if he goes to the competition committee or whoever the fucking people, the draft committee, and they say, you have a chance to slide to day 3, then he might be
in
like,
that
I'm just
point,
gonna
yeah,
go back to Alabama then. Cause
yeah,
like the wide receiver class is so, good that
bro.
there's probably no reason to take a risk on Mechie until everybody else is off the board, right? So
And heck, could you imagine, like, dude, at the beginning of the season, I'm like, damn, like, like coming in, I'm like, oh, I thought Mechie was gonna explode, but this fucking random Jameson Williams is popping. No, it's not because Mechie's not that guy. It's because Jameson Williams is a fucking freak.
yeah. What's annoying me though is that I have to see tweets
dude,
like, this is what we wanted Henry Ruggs to be. And I'm
oh,
like,
I saw that yesterday.
let's not pretend like Henry Ruggs, before he decided to make a bonehead mistake, was not actually performing really well in the NFL. So anyway.
Yeah, no, literally though. But like, if you think about it, like, it feels like from a stylistic standpoint, again, you got that 4.2 juice, you got that guy that can stretch the field
Odds he's a
and
Raider
is sick after
the
the catch.
season.
Bro, I was talking with
Imagine
Barca,
if he's a Raider after this year. That'd be so fucking funny.
dude, he's so good though. I think he literally has like 1,500 yards and 15 touchdowns right now. And I'll tell you what, he's gonna go up against Cincinnati in the first round most likely, because I think Alabama's gonna get bumped to 1, and Georgia's not gonna fall past 3. So I'm thinking it's gonna be Alabama, Cincy, and it's gonna be Michigan, Georgia. Dude, Jameson Williams
Bama's winning it all, dude. Holy shit, Bryce Young is good.
Dude, I love Sauce Gardner, but man, like Jameson Williams, like
Sauce Gardner,
I say this
DB name out there.
Yeah, he's DB for Cincy. Yeah, the thing that I have is people expect if you're a CB1, you're just gonna blanket every receiver. No, like stylistically, the only fucking cornerback that can realistically do that is Jalen Ramsey. Like genuinely speaking, you got
And
Carlton
like
Davis
Gilmore in his MVP year too, or his Depoy year.
It's just so hard to have a big long corner work against a jitterbug, or have a quick corner work against an absolute mammoth on the outside. Like, it's just stylistically not going to happen for the most case. But either way, I've been talking on a little tangent for a while. Let's read the super chat quickly and then get back. You obviously have where we left off, right? Okay, so we got a 999 super chat from Aggie. I appreciate it a lot. He says, assuming Henderson out, think I'm safe starting Sony over Breida. Also for DFS, Cousins, Gibson, Sony, Allen, Higgins, Thielen, Gronk, TY, Vikings D thoughts. So first question. Yeah, no, Sony is the answer.
It's
over
easy
Henderson
too. If Henderson isn't out, all you have to do is pivot to Breida. And even if Henderson isn't out, I still might start Sony Michel, to be honest, over Matt Breida.
Bush, I was saying that because I have Sony in one of my lineups in DFS, and I was thinking this. I'm like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to pay attention to late swap. Like, what if Henderson gets announced healthy? But like, even if Henderson's healthy, I don't mind Sony at his value. Like, he was 4,300.
Right, but the vast majority of people won't late swap him because they're all opto bros. So his ownership would still be high anyway.
That's fair.
So it's not like you're like, oh, well, I'm getting Sony Michel now sub 5%, because most people won't late swap him. They'll just forget or whatever the case is. Anyway, on the DFS lineup that you made, I would say my only qualm with it is that you have some high ownership players at the top with Gibson, Sony, and Allen. But I'm not too worried about it, just because you do have some lower ownership and some leverage plays elsewhere. So I think the lineup is pretty solid all around. Gibson, Sony, and Allen, I expect to all be plus 20% owned for sure. Especially Sony and Gibson. I expect those guys to be up near 30-40%. And then Cousins, Higgins, Thielen, Gronkowski will probably be 10 to 15, maybe 20% as well. T.Y. Hilton should be pretty low owned. Vikings D not so much, also pretty low owned as well. So I would say maybe you want to pivot off of one of those running backs to like a lower owned play. If you have the salary to get up from Gibson to Gaskin or to Connor or to Jacobs or to Barkley, I would rather do something like that. But either way, I think you're in okay shape because you have some good pivots elsewhere. It's not like you have chalk everywhere.
Yeah, for sure. And I know I'm not the big DFS guy here, but I'm assuming this is DraftKings. You're in a nice spot with the Vikings, D, because again they have a really good matchup, and usually in these type of weeks where they're playing a team like the Lions, you'd expect ownership to be a lot higher, but they're literally 100 less than the Dolphins going up against the Giants, so
The
that will
Dolphins are going to
suppress
probably
their
be
ownership.
30% owned.
Yeah. So that'll suppress their ownership in their own right. But either way, yeah, appreciate the 999 super chat. Hopefully that helped you out. I'm assuming you have where we left off, right, Corey?
Yeah. Chase
I'm
says
actually
pick
making a
2,
lineup.
Fournette, CPAT, Javonte, full PPR. I don't want to sit CPAT, but I'm sitting CPAT.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cordero Pat, again, the tiebreaker for me is just the offensive scoring of these 3 teams that you're picking here. And it's not like the Broncos are some world beater or whatever, but they have a much easier matchup. With the Bucs having all their corners back, the only starters not playing for Tampa Bay from their week run roster this week are Jordan Whitehead and Antonio Brown. They have everybody back healthy in the secondary outside of Whitehead and obviously Antonio Brown on the offensive side. So their defense should be back to being one of the better units in the league, I think, going forward with Carlton back, with Dean back, with Sean Murphy-Bunting back, Devin White's now healthy. They should be back to their defense that we probably don't want to be attacking anymore. So CPAT is probably the guy I'm going to be sitting there for sure.
Yep.
One running back. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries, actually.
All right. One running back, one flex, Demont, Javonte Williams, Waddle, and Pittman. There's no way I'm sitting Javonte Williams. He's definitely my running back. My flex, it is a toss-up between probably Montgomery and Waddle for me. Waddle does have a bit of a tougher matchup, but the Giants are a lot stronger on the outside against wide receivers than they are over the middle and in the slot. We've seen, slot receivers kind of take advantage of them. Most notably, Hunter Renfrow 2 weeks ago, lit them up for 100 yards or something. So I'll take Waddle and Javonte Williams there. I
fully agree with you there.
Especially in a full PPR too. I didn't even see that part.
We actually got another super chat, $1.99 from Chicken Licks. Is Gaskin or Jacobs? You kind of mentioned it obviously all week with.
They're literally back to back in my rankings.
Yeah, I'll slightly lean Jacobs though.
Yeah, with Jalen Richard out for this game, I'm expecting Jacobs to probably be up near 60% of the routes for his team this week, and they're favored in this game too. So there's a good chance that they could be playing from ahead. Jacobs, we know when they're playing from ahead, it's probably the biggest split of any running back in the NFL. How much better he is when they're winning games than they are when they're losing games.
Yep. No, I fully agree there.
Hey guys, half PPR, Wilson Jr. or Scott.
I'm
not really excited about either of these matchups, but give me Boston Scott just for the chance that Miles Sanders.
Scott is questionable.
He's playing. I saw it already today.
Okay.
He is active. Give me Mitchell's playing, so I don't expect Wilson to do a whole lot of anything. And Boston Scott, of course, could siphon a goal line carry. He could, Miles Sanders is no stranger to going to the sideline and getting worked on for a couple plays here and there. So I'll take Boston Scott there, and then TJ Hawkinson or Foster Moreau. I'm taking TJ Hawkinson there without DeAndre Swift in the lineup, who is the Lions' target leader this year. That has to benefit the guy who's second in targets on the team, with the target leader being out. So I'll take TJ Hawkinson there.
Yep. No, I agree with you there.
Anyway, I bench Kyler for Cousins, weather related. Yeah. So I did hear that the Chicago game is potentially going to be experiencing some bad weather, it's kind of making me rethink one of my, I have a Kyler lineup on DraftKings, and I'm I don't know if I want to pivot off him. I also have a lot of Christian Kirk this week too, which is kind of sketching me out. I still would roll with Kyler Murray though. He runs enough to the point that I'm okay still starting him over a guy like Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I would go with Kyler.
Yeah, I did limit my Christian Kirk exposure. I did pivot him to Ayuk in one lineup that I had. I think I had
I was actually just making a Kyler.
I have Metcalf in that lineup, so I was like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to pivot off of Christian Kirk, go to Ayuk, just because I don't have any correlation with Metcalf. Plus, with Kirk having a bad weather game, it might be a little sketchy. Anyway, we got 2 super chats. If you want to go check those out.
Yeah, I'll click them. Set my lineup. Need my RB1 and 2, a wide receiver 2, tight end, and flex spot filled. Options are Javonte, Najee, Sony, Hopkins, Ayuk, Kittle, Gronk, Devontae. Thanks. Okay, so your RBs. I mean, it's pretty simple for me.
Javonte and Najee for me pretty easily.
Yeah, pretty easily. In terms of your wide receiver 2, if Hopkins is expected to play, I'm willing to take the stab there.
Ayuk's a great option, but I would still go with Hopkins there.
Yeah,
I'll take Hopkins as the wide receiver. Tight end to me is George Kittle for sure.
Yep.
Flex, I mean, I think Gronk should be in consideration for it. He is a pretty solid option.
Ayuk or if Darrell Henderson
I'd go with Ayuk, I think, because
what if Darrell Henderson plays or doesn't play though?
If Daryl
Against the
Henderson
Jags.
doesn't play, it's really, really close. But the Jags are a pass funnel defense.
Yeah.
It is hard giving up that kind of volume, though. And you're already playing Kittle. So if Henderson's out, I'm okay going Sony. Luckily, those guys both play at 4, so you should be okay.
Yeah.
If Henderson is completely out, I'm going with Sony. If Henderson is limited or active or, his full workload or whatever, I'm going to go with Ayuk.
Yep, I agree with you there. And again, I appreciate that $4.99 super chat, Blake.
Yep.
Got another one, $5 super chat from Leroy. He says, Josh Allen or Kyler Murray, DST, Dolphins or Cardinals. So because you have another
I don't care about the weather. I'm still playing Kyler Murray. Josh Allen's matchup is really fucking hard.
Yeah, and it's a tough one because, again, you obviously got Kyler coming back from an injury. But at the end of the day here, like this is a situation that he's basically been recovering on for the last 3 weeks. And we're mentioning, again, if Josh Allen wasn't playing against the New England Patriots, like literally any other matchup, I'd be fine just going with Allen and eliminating the risk of, maybe Kyler's still banged up, yada, yada, yada. But, man, the Patriots defense is
their defensive DVOA is like 10 to 15% higher than the next best team. Like, they are the best defense in the league right now.
It's funny because I know, obviously, fantasy points in terms of defense isn't actually, like, fully measured, like, defensive play in your life. But this is a unit that has put up 10 or more points in literally their last 8 or 9 games. It's been ridiculous.
Yeah, it's been wild. JC Jackson he has a defensive player of the year candidate case right now. He's playing out of his mind.
I mean, JC Jackson's again, he's got the ball skills of a Trayvon Diggs, but he also is better in coverage.
He's allowed 4 catches in the last 4 games, but he also has 4 picks.
Insane.
It's insane. He's got as many catches in the last 4 games as his receivers do against him. I'll just read this off and then you can go to Reese's super chat here. Mark says, "Hey guys, full or half PPR."
I already read that.
Oh, actually, I already read that. Okay, yeah, you can go down. I'm literally.
And I'd go Hawk over Murrow.
Yeah, go ahead.
But yeah, Reese, we actually got $10 super chat. I appreciate it a lot. He says, "Dino question: Aaron Jones or Michael Carter in a 2022 second? I receiver Jones, and I'm in quasi win now." I'm
quasi win now. Doesn't sound like a good position to be in, though.
It's not a good position to be in, but from a pure value standpoint, Michael Carter is still a risky asset long term. Yeah. I think he's going to be good. At best, what would you value him at? Like an early 2022 second in his own, right? Who
would you rather have long term, Mitchell or Carter?
Mitchell.
I think I'd rather have Mitchell too. That's where I'm at with that situation because the team is much better in San Francisco. Carter, again, was a 4th round pick. They're both day 3 picks. And the Jets have way more draft capital to do something about the running back position than the 49ers do. So I would be a lot more willing to go with Aaron Jones just because I think he is the better asset. I think the ceiling for a guy like Michael Carter is Aaron Jones, right? That's very unlikely to happen because he plays for the Jets and because, the draft capital isn't there. It's a sketchy situation. I like Michael Carter long-term, but I can't rank him as anything really more than a top 24 running back.
Yeah. And if that, honestly, again, those fringe running backs, the ones that I'm not confident in at least having a role, at least having sustained volume for the next couple years, I usually just pivoting off of them for picks or receivers regardless. Personally, again, you might be willing to and maybe not now because he's had a few boom weeks, but at one point this season when Michael Carter was getting the volume and when Elijah Moore was struggling, you probably could have flipped the Jets for each other. And that would have been the type of move that I was going to do, obviously, at that time. But either way, in terms of this deal, again, we know Aaron Jones is super talented. We know Aaron Jones is a top 8 running back when he's on the field. And realistically, a 2022 second that, you're in quasi win now. You're expecting that to be mid to late regardless. I'm taking Jones.
Yeah, I totally agree with that assessment, especially with Carter. You really have to worry about them addressing the position. I'd actually think this could be a fun article for me to go into in the offseason. I'd like to analyze the startup value of dynasty running backs 20 through 40 and see how many of them were absolutely useless 1 year later. Right? Because I bet it's a pretty high number, probably. Guys that go in that 20 to 40 range, it's a reason why it's almost better for you if you're in a dynasty startup. If you don't get running backs early, or if you get 1 or 2 running backs early, just wait until round 14, 15 and grab a bunch of veteran pieces at that point to fill out your running back core, as opposed to reaching on guys in that middle tier that'll probably lose a big chunk of their value a year later.
Yep. No, I agree with you there. Side note, how okay, let me actually just check your draft tricks, but off your head, do you know like how high the Viking stack ownership would probably be?
I don't think it's going to get a whole lot of steam. I think you're okay. It's probably going to be sub 10% for sure.
I was gonna go Cousins, Jefferson, Thielen, or I
The
might go
premium.
Cousins with Conklin.
I
Yeah,
would. I personally wouldn't go with the premium, but you
you
could. I
would.
don't know. It
Okay.
doesn't like the Cousins stack does intrigue me this week, and I don't actually have it anywhere. Maybe I should make a lineup with it. I might pivot one of my Kyler lineups to a Cousins lineup. I don't know, but the Cousins thing does intrigue me because it's really great leverage against Madison. But I don't know if Madison's going to be all that popular anyway because of all these running back plays. And Cousins, they did already kind of talk about like they're going to rely on him now that Dalvin's out, not like we're going to still use Madison in the Dalvin role. Like we're just going to rely on the passing game more.
Yeah, no, that's making me excited to try this Conklin. The question is, do I run it back with like a Reynolds?
I mean, I would
He's
run
so
it back with
cheap right now, bro.
Hawkinson probably if I were you.
I mean, I put Conklin in though. I
I'd
put
double tight end it.
yeah. Really?
I would double tight end it. Yeah, dude. Like Hawkinson on DraftKings is like 5,200. Like there's no receivers in that range. Like that price range is terrible for wide receivers. So like I actually do have him as a flex play in one of my lineups because I'm like, dude, like this 5,200 range, I can say pretty confidently that there's like a greater than 75% chance that this guy gets 8+ targets this game, like without Swift in the lineup. So like you can't say that about receivers in that range.
For sure, yeah, that's definitely fair. But we actually got another super chat here from AJ. Just missed it. He says, boys, redraft league, Hurts is out. Who should I start? 4-point passing league, Carr, Cousins, or Burrow? Also for DraftKings, TB12 or Stafford. So for the first question, I will slightly lean Burrow here.
Yeah.
But Burrow versus Cousins is pretty damn close.
I actually think I would go with Cousins, to be honest.
It's close, man.
The Chargers'
Honestly,
pass defense is a lot stronger than the Lions, and I am starting to buy into the more I talk about this, the more I'm starting to buy into Cousins probably having a good week this week. So I might actually pivot one of my Kyler lineups with the bad weather into a Cousins lineup as I'm doing this. But for DraftKings, it's all going to depend on ownership. I would say like Stafford and Brady are both going to be fairly popular, but Brady will probably get 15% more than whatever Stafford gets. So if Stafford gets 10%, I'm guessing Brady gets 25. So
and I agree. And
depending on the rest of your lineup, if you have a bunch of contrarian plays everywhere, then I'd go with Brady. But if you need to save some ownership, because you want to play Sony Michel or Foster Moreau or whatever, then I'm going with Stafford for sure.
I agree with you there. Again, yeah, they should have relatively similar ceilings in this, except again, you're paying for the ownership, you're paying for the prestige that basically Tom Brady's done for these last few weeks. So I would pivot to Stafford again in a DFS tournament type of play. Again, in a cash game, obviously it doesn't matter as much, but in a pure GPP type of play, yeah, Stafford's gonna get a lot less steam.
Yep. So I believe it was Mac where we left. Okay. Better playoff handcuff for upside, P. Ryan or Khalil Herbert. So in that video that I did, and great support on that one. So appreciate.
I think P. Ryan's got more upside.
Yeah. Appreciate the support that I had on that one. I think Herbert has more upside.
Really?
Yeah, I do. Because I think he's a better player for starters. And two, I think he's already gotten the workload that we want to see out of P. Ryan that we can't fully say 100% he would get it because Chris Evans would probably be involved to some degree. So I actually think Khalil Herbert would be the guy that I would favor. I had him ranked right behind the elite tier of Pollard, Madison, and AJ Dillon.
From a pure talent standpoint, that's probably where I would lean. But the problem that I have there is, again, the situation that we've seen in Cincinnati with Mixon. Again, maybe it's because Mixon is the talent. They believe he's the talent. That's why he's been giving him such opportunity, especially in that red zone area, to punch it in. But like, if this is a systematic thing, if this is a Cincinnati type of scheme thing rather than a Mixon thing, if Mixon were to miss any time, again, I don't expect P. Ryan to fully expect into a 18, 22, 20 plus touch role. Man, could he be a 16, 18 type of back? Yeah, I think so. But if he's on 16, 18 touches, he's getting goal line opportunity. We've seen them rely upon the back recently more in the passing game. Again, there was that stretch in the season where I was like, yeah, Mixon's not getting passing work. Well, it doesn't really matter when this guy's punching in the end zone 2 times a week. So overall, I trust the offense in Cincinnati a little bit more. Again, they're probably working the same tier. You want to leverage upside in terms of talent. Herbert's there. You want to leverage upside in terms of situation. I think P. Ryan's there. But at the end of the day here, both are pretty good options. I just think that P. Ryan at his full ceiling could be a top 10 back, while Herbert's probably more so a top 15-ish.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty fair assessment. Yeah, it really all depends. I'd like to get both of them if you can. Like if you're holding an extra defense, or I know people are always talking about like, oh, stash your defenses for the playoffs, but like it's way more important to have a handcuff running back, in my opinion. Like these guys have way more upside than a one-off defense that you play in week 15. Like it's to me, it's just way more important to stash these guys. So if you're holding an extra defense for the playoffs, I would much rather hold both of these guys than just pick one.
Yep, I agree there.
I'm leaning towards Sanders based off matchup, and Najee has a very tough. Yeah, no, you still got to go with Najee Harris there. Sanders' workload is not even remotely guaranteed compared to what Najee is getting. Yep. Van Jefferson or Elijah Moore. Give me Elijah Moore there. Also, should I start Jamar Jefferson, or try to pick up Adrian Peterson for tomorrow? That's kind of a gross decision that you got to make there. Peterson for tomorrow. The Seahawks play on Monday again?
Do they? No, they play in the slate.
Yeah, they play today, so I don't know what you mean by tomorrow. But if it's Adrian Peterson versus Jamar Jefferson, I'll actually take Peterson just because it's like we got a report today that he's going to get the bulk of the carries, and that's enough for me to play him over a guy like Jefferson. So I'd go with Peterson if you can.
Yep.
Light says, in full PPR, which two should I start? Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, or Keenan Allen? That is a tough decision. Who do you sit here? I think I'm sitting Chase, man.
No, I'm not sitting Chase. I'm sitting Keenan.
I'm not sitting Keenan. Dude, he has like 4 straight games with double-digit targets. I ain't sitting Keenan Allen.
That's close, but I mean,
the Chargers are good against wide receivers, and I know like Asante Samuel is out for this game, but I'm still sitting Jamar Chase. If I don't want to make this decision at all. I'd love to play all these guys.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I can't sit Chase. I'll just go with the upside here of Jefferson and Chase.
Yeah,
but it's full PPR. Oh my!
It's gotta be Keenan Allen and Jefferson for me.
Oh fuck! I was just ingrained thinking it was half in full PPR. Yeah, probably Jefferson Allen. That's tough. Holy crap! In terms of what DST, I would go with Dolphins. I don't know. I'd go Dolphins though. They've been the better real life defense, and it's not as favorable of a matchup. I mean, theoretically here, like you're expecting, as much as I love him, Zach Wilson to turn the ball over, but I mean, Mike Glennon fucking reeks. So
Mike Glennon is pretty dust.
But yeah, let's get in. We actually got another super chat from Troy. Fought back from 3-6 to 6-6. Lost my top running backs. CMC, AK, Cook, Henderson. First of all, how'd you get all 4 of those running backs? And second of all, how'd you lose all 4 of them? That's sad. But starting Sanders and Jamal Williams, wish me luck, like the stream, people. Yeah, appreciate that, Troy. And that 6-pack at running back is pretty ferocious. Has to be a dynasty league, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, it's gotta be. There's no way you have that in a regular redraft.
But yeah, either way, appreciate the super chat. You have where we left off, correct?
Yes, I do. We got Sir Flexen. He says Mike Evans or Devontae Smith. I'm going Mike Evans there. I think that's a pretty easy one. Big Ben or Minshew since Hurts is out. Give me the upside of Minshew. I can't fucking start Big Ben Roethlisberger. That guy stinks. Alex says, good morning, guys. What's up? RB troubles. I wish I could say the same. I'm like swimming in running backs right now. Packer heavy, very rough week for me. Yeah, if you have Adams and Rodgers and Aaron Jones on your team, you're probably having a rough week. Jamal Williams or Sony Michel. Oof. Which one do you lean there in a full PPR? Are you taking Michel or are you taking Williams?
Sony.
Yeah, I'm probably taking Michel. The only other running back I'm pretty sure that they have active is like a slappy off the street. Like it's Michel might get a 95% snap share this game.
Yeah.
What's up, boys? Minshew in, pick 3, Metcalf, Ayuk, pick 3. There's 3 players here. If you're saying pick 2, then I'm guessing I'm gonna go with the first 2. But if you have to pick 3, just start them all 3. Devontae upgraded with Minshew. I don't think he's upgraded. I know that's going to be a popular narrative for people is like, oh, he's a better passer than Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is a better passer than Gardner Minshew.
Yeah, I agree.
Like maybe also, they pass a little more, but I don't know. I think it's a pretty neutral situation. It's not like he went from Jalen Hurts to freaking Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, for real. I got a quick question for you. Let me know which lineup you would prefer to play here. As a second, I got 4 lineups I made. so far this week.
All right.
Well,
I'm
so
adjusting.
far, I'm
I
literally
literally adjusted one of my Murray lineups to make it a Kyler lineup, or one of my Murray lineups to make it a Cousins lineup, and I accidentally assigned both of them. So now I have to go back and try and remember what my Kyler lineup was to put back into one of the contests. Okay, these
Which
are the
one would
three
you
that
double enter here? There's
so
4.
how many
I'll show you
how
these
many
two
you putting
first.
in?
I'm putting one more in.
One more in?
Yeah, one more.
I like the Russ one, to be honest, so far looking
Yeah?
at this. I just love Barkley this week as like a leverage
Oh, yeah.
play. I think the Lamar one's good too, but I do like the Barkley one better, or the Russ one better.
All right, bet. So Lamar's leading so far.
The Stafford one, Mixon, Mitchell, Kupp, Bateman, Reynolds, O'Shaughnessy. I mean, that one's not bad too, I guess, but just I think the ceiling of that lineup is better. Some of the guys that you have in it.
Side note, I'm gonna look like a broke boy, but I have like $200 in this week.
Oh yeah, I have like over 250, I think.
Yeah,
I still have $120 in my account after that though. So
yeah,
gotta love the bank that I did last week. Definitely helps out with that.
Last week did not help me at all. Trust me.
Big facts. Okay, we are extremely behind as per usual.
Yeah, let's for chat gotta see on my DK this week. But we actually got another super chat here from Colin. Appreciate that. He says half PPR pick 2, Sanders, Javonte, Cordero, Jamal Williams, Mooney, and Bateman. Thanks. I think the clear answer for me is going to be Javonte and Cordero.
I'm definitely going Javonte for sure. And then, yeah, I'd probably go Cordero over Jamal Williams as well. I definitely agree with that one. Appreciate the super chat, Colin.
Yeah, for sure.
Jags fan says Michelle, Devontae, Miles Sanders, DK, Demont, PPR pick 1 running back and 2 flexes. So the running back to me is Michelle. The flexes are probably Montgomery and DK for me.
Yep, I agree there.
Probably what I would go with. Anybody else says Pat Freiermuth, Cole Kmet, Logan Thomas, I'm guessing that's supposed to be, or Foster Moreau. Okay, so at tight end, do you have any conviction here? These guys are like legitimately like 11 to 14 all in my rankings right now. I have Freiermuth the highest out of these guys.
Yeah, I'll slightly go Freiermuth here.
Freiermuth versus Moreau is the decision for me. So it's really like a toss up between those guys, but I would go with Freiermuth slightly. Mike says half PPR, super flex, Sony Michel or Jimmy Garoppolo. That's an interesting question. We don't hear a lot of questions like that. Would you start Michel or would you start Garoppolo in a super flex?
Jimmy G.
Yeah, I'd probably go with Jimmy G as well, but I'd like to get Michel into your lineup somehow if you can.
Yeah, I agree.
Pats D or Chiefs. Give me the Patriots defense. There's no way I'm setting them. Yep. Also pick 3, Ayuk, Sony Michel, Javonte, Najee. Give me Javonte, Najee, and Michel. Yeah. I mean, if it's full PPR, maybe I go with Ayuk over Michel, but that's really close.
Yep, I agree there.
We already got to that. Disgusting, but Bateman or Beasley, half PPR as wide receiver 3. Give me Bateman there, coming from an AJ Brown and Amari Cooper owner, so I'm hurting. Yeah, give me Bateman if you need the upside there. Sit 1 at running back, full PPR. Madison, Connor, Gibson, or Javonte. Fuck, you got to sit one of these guys. I'm sitting Connor probably.
Yeah,
one of them. Like I don't want to sit Connor, but I'm sitting Connor if I have to sit one of these guys.
That's all top 20 backs.
Yeah, I think we got another super if you want to find that.
In Dynasty, I have a bunch of picks for the next draft. And I have a 50-50 chance to get in playoffs. Should I tank? Bush, you know my answer here.
No, if you have a chance to get in the playoffs, go ahead for the playoffs. Why would you tank?
I'm trying to accumulate as much picks and make my team dominant next year. If you have half the draft next year, if you have a bunch of picks next year, basically what I'm doing here is because I mean, like theoretically you have a chance if you sneak into the 3 seed or 6 seed, but
do you have a chance to win this championship? Is there super teams in your league? Are you going to get dummied in the first round? If you're going to get destroyed in the first round, but if there's no like clear favorite and maybe your team is starting to get healthy or something like that, and
if it's redraft
going into the playoffs, I'm okay just going for the playoff seed.
In redraft, sure, but like in Dynasty, you're assuming that there's going to be super redraft. No, I know, but in Dynasty, you're assuming there's going to be a couple super teams because that's how people position and posture themselves in Dynasty. If it's, should I sneak into the playoffs and maybe miss out on potentially maximizing my player value? I would rather just maximize my player value, get these picks again. You mentioned you have a bunch for these for this upcoming draft. Get even more, get the seconds, get maybe a huge playoff team has a first that you're willing to acquire, and then just go all for it next year, honestly. And again, think of it like this. Okay. The problem with people is they think as soon as they acquire picks, they have to make a pick with that pick. All you're doing with trading for picks, trading for draft assets is pushing your decision back, first of all, and maximizing your value when you're on the clock. There's going to be people who need quarterbacks, who need running backs, who need these top end wide receivers that are going to be willing to give you value plus. Like I've seen 1.5x type of value being transferred to ensure somebody gets the player that they want in the draft. So personally here, again, I'm making this a 2022, 2023 type of window, and then I'm going to go all for it after that. So yeah, it's an interesting debate, especially like when you're in that spot, because you don't want to commit to a full tank, but at the same time, it's like you're going to make yourself better in the long run by doing so rather than committing to a win now.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that assessment. I just if you can look at your team, a good hard look in the mirror and say I can win the championship, I'm okay going for the playoffs.
Yeah. You'd have to be completely objective with yourself.
Yeah. Like if you look at your team and you got like 3 or 4 difference makers on it, and you look at some of the other teams in your league and they got like 6 or 7, then I'd probably say you probably don't have a chance to win.
Yeah, I agree. But that's an interesting debate nonetheless. We actually got another super chat from Paley. He says, LOL, lost Dalvin Swift and Michael Carter. Got me crazy thinking Peterson plays tomorrow. Guess I'm stuck with Jamar Jefferson this week. Love your videos. Appreciate that, Paley. And yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully Jamar Jefferson can do something for you. Obviously with Swift out, like Jamal Williams going to take the load, but realistically here, Jamal Williams isn't going to just step into the Swift role. So, maybe Jamar Jefferson bursts out a long run. I mean, we've seen it this year already. So praying for you that the Jamar Jefferson stream works out. But yeah, I also appreciate the $5 super chat. We got another one here from ISO, $1.99. He says, Ayuk, Devontae, Higgins, Elijah Moore, pick 2 PPR. In terms of this question, so I'm getting Ayuk in for sure.
Yeah, Ayuk's definitely one of them, and I'd probably go Devontae Smith as the other one personally. Higgins and Devontae's pretty close.
Minshew out though, I mean, sorry.
Yeah,
Minshew in,
maybe you want to go. Actually, yeah, with Minshew at quarterback, maybe
Higgins.
You want to go Higgins again. I'm not spinning Minshew playing quarterback as a positive thing this week. I don't think it's a positive thing. A lot of people are going to spin it as a positive thing. I don't think it's positive. So Higgins and Ayuk is what I'm rolling with. I think people forget real quick that like the Jags let this guy start like most of the year, and he was like benched for Jake Luton.
Yeah, because they were fully tanking at that point. It was pretty funny. Question: would you go Ty or Curtis Samuel?
I actually kind of like Curtis Samuel. If you're talking about in DraftKings, like I think he's going to get like 2% ownership, and he was similar. Nobody's really people are talking about with Logan Thomas. They're like, oh, he was like ramped up into his role or whatever. But Curtis Samuel is like the same thing, and now he's like healthy. So I think he should be good to go, and he kind of makes like Carter and those guys like useless if he's on the field.
For sure. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense, and it's actually in the league of tone setters for a flex spot.
Speaking of Carter, though, I would actually start him if these were my options there, Hebner.
Yeah, I actually don't mind DeAndre Carter at all.
He would be the pick for that one for sure.
Yeah. No, definitely. I think I have him in one of my DK lineups, actually.
Yeah, if you want to go down and get another super as well.
Yeah, we should got another super chat here from Nigel. I don't know what the currency is, but appreciate it. He says, traded away Chubb and Mike Williams for Jamar Chase. I have Hurts, Hill, Chase, Montgomery, CH, half PPR at 9 and 3. What are your thoughts on this trade?
He is rupees. Sorry, hold on. I'm just looking. Oh, it's Serbian dollars.
Wow. Oh, nice. Appreciate that. What are your thoughts on this trade initially?
Trade away Chubb and Mike Williams for Jamar Chase.
Is he wide receiver? Like I don't.
Yeah, I'm assuming this is redraft because it's close in Dynasty. Give me Jamar Chase there. I think that's a good move. You upgrade your wide receiver core. Now you have Hill and Chase. That's like a fear striking wide receiver core into your opponents for sure. That's like a big factor of things that I don't think people take into account in fantasy. Is like it's a real thing when people look at your lineup and they're like, holy shit. Like this guy is Hill and Chase, and then they might like fuck up and make some stupid decisions because of it. I think it's like a low key part of fantasy where you can strike some fear into your opponent, but
set the tone on their.
Yeah, you got to set the tone on them a little bit. So yeah, I like that move for you for sure.
Hey, rent free.
Yeah, literally rent free.
But yeah, I appreciate the super chat as well. Your team's looking good, 9 and 3. Good luck in winning your championship.
Yep. Jared says Philly or Dolphin defense.
Dolphins.
Yeah, give me Dolphins defense as well. Is AB done in Tampa? I don't think so. I don't think they're going to cut him.
Bro, okay. What if you're going into next year, you don't bring AB back? Like,
They're not going to bring him back, but I don't want to cut him.
Are you running it with Tyler Johnson, Scotty Miller, or are you bringing in a third receiver?
100%.
Okay.
Why, are you going to draft Jameson Williams or something?
I mean, are you going to have a top 15 pick?
No. But
No,
you could add
I can see Jameson
David
Williams
Bell or some shit to the receiver core in the second round if you can, or I don't know when he's going to go in the draft, but
Wandale if he commits. Kentucky
yeah,
guy.
I don't think they're gonna if they drafted a receiver next year, because they drafted Darden this year, they have Miller, they have Johnson. I think they'd probably just roll with that. Maybe they re-sign like a Rashad Perriman too, just to add to the receiving core. They should be okay with that.
Heck, Gronk going into next year would be really fun. If
Gronk doesn't look like he's gonna retire anytime soon, man. Like
he looks
the
good,
guy
man.
literally looks great.
Guy's brain is actually apple crumble at this point, but it doesn't even matter.
I mean, I think it was like that before he started playing football.
Definitely, bro. He's literally the definition of absolute star football player, frat bro in college.
Yeah,
you know,
he's literally a frat bro. I've ever seen one.
But he's like 35 right now, and he if you were to look at him, he just looks like a classic 23-year-old senior.
Yeah, he's not 35. He's like 31.
Okay, yeah, he's old though. He's been in the league for 13 or
let's get ready to rumble. I read that.
Years?
He's been in the league since 2011.
Yeah, 2010. No,
2011 was when he was drafted.
That would be the Tyron Smith draft.
Yep.
Yeah,
him and Hernandez were drafted the same year. So
what a stud group. I thought he was in the Bradford draft.
No.
Oh, okay.
Because he fell to the third because of the back issues and shit. I'm ready to flex Elijah Moore again. Yeah. I tweeted this out. I'm prepared to get old takes exposed on this, but can't wait for Minshew mania to be disrupted by the babyface assassin today. I actually think Zach Wilson might actually go off. I played a Sunday Million lineup on FanDuel with him as the quarterback.
Dude, I don't mind it either. Though it's gonna hurt our hearts if he doesn't. But at the end of the day, here, it's fucking Sunday Million. You don't expect to win anyways. You're looking for that absolute.
Oh yeah, dude, I might play Zach Wilson in the Sunday Million every single week of the season just until it works.
It might get 0.5 ownership.
Yeah. That. Oh no, it was 1% last week when I played him. Bateman or Devontae Smith, full PPR. What's up, family? What's up, Mac? Bateman or Devontae Smith? Give me Smith there easily.
Yep. I agree there.
Evan, need a defense, Niners, Chiefs, or Vikings. Also need a flex and wide receiver 2.
First question, give me Vikings.
Yeah, I agree. Give me the Vikings there. Najee Harris, Patterson, and Barkley. Also Hill. Start any of these. Okay, so need a wide receiver 2.
Najee.
So Hill and Godwin is your wide receiver 1 and 2, if that's what I'm seeing.
Oh. And I think Najee, Patterson, Barkley is running back, so he's looking for an extra.
He said need a flex and a wide receiver too. The guys that you have in place are the guys I would roll with. I wouldn't start Ayuk over any of those options. He would be my next option, but I wouldn't start Ayuk over probably Patterson would be the next closest guy in your flex, but I would still start Patterson.
We actually got another couple of super chats. I'll quickly read. We got $1.99 from Austin. We starting Saquon over Mitchell or Lenny PPR?
Probably not. I like Saquon this week, but probably not.
Yeah, I agree there. Although again in DFS, I'm firing up Saquon.
Oh, I love Saquon in DFS because his ownership's going to be really low. But the Dolphins are better against the run than they are against the pass. I think he's going to be fed out of the backfield. But yeah, I agree. He could be. Yeah, he could be. He's definitely a guy that could have either a big game or a shit game. I could see it going one of two ways. But Mitchell and Lenny are just so much safer, and their range of outcomes are so much better.
Yep. Nigel, again, also appreciate the super chat, but Nigel also says start 3 half PPR, Jamal, CH, Montgomery, Madison. I'm
sitting Clyde there. Yeah, pretty easily sitting Clyde there. With I don't know if he's going to be limited in any way with the illness, but it's the tiebreaker that would make me sit him.
Yep, I agree there. Here, let me get a couple more here. Hey guys, Sony or Devontae Smith full PPR. I'll go with if Henderson sits, I'll go with Sony.
Well, you're not going to know that because Smith plays at 1.
And then I'll just roll with Smith then. I don't
in a full PPR league, I think I would just go with Smith personally.
Yeah.
It's pretty close. So Michelle's hard to not play this week because you have the ideal scenario where you have Sony on your bench and he's playing a starting role potentially. So hard to sit him, but I think if Henderson plays, I think this isn't really a close decision. So I would go with Smith.
Yep. I agree there. Alex, appreciate that. Another $1.98 super chat. He says Logan Thomas or the Raiders tight end.
I have Moreau one spot higher.
I was about to say I would slightly lean Moreau here. Look at Spicy
11 mentions right now. What the fuck is happening?
What's going on?
Am I getting ratioed on my Zach Wilson tweet?
Probably. Spicy out, by the way. I'm going to send you an invite. I forgot to do that. Here, get a couple questions.
It's a lot of, because I said happy Saquon Barkley week, and a lot of people are responding to it. Everyone's all excited. Okay. Jay Heeb says Beasley, Monty, or Gage. That's Montgomery easily for me. Leonardo, GM boys, GM, ready for a Gibson game? Hell fucking yeah, I'm ready for a Gibson game.
Amen.
RB troubles, pick one: Smallwood, Pirine, Ahmed, or Collins. Oof.
Give me Smallwood.
Give me Smallwood. Yeah, I guess at the chance it's PPR. Give me the chance that he is actually JD McKissick reincarnated. That's the only hope you have, really, at running back. What's up, guys?
We got another super chat here. I'll quickly read. Michael Pritchett, $2 super chat, says pick 3: Mitchell, Najee, Eckler, or Madison. I love Mitchell, but I'm sitting him. Like, this RB core is ridiculous. Like, you're not sitting Najee or Eckler, and then you're talking about Madison or Mitchell. I'd go with Madison.
So tempting though, because like the Ravens are a bear front. They blitz a lot. They are very, very good against the run. If you got the balls to do it, I think Najee has the lowest floor, which is surprising because he is the guy who's going to probably get the most touches out of these guys. I would say Najee probably has the lowest floor of these running backs that you're talking about. So if you got the balls to do it, I don't mind sitting Najee, but I think I would also sit Mitchell.
Yep. I don't mind that, but I think at the end of the day here, in terms of receiving work, that front's going to be coming after Big Ben. I mean, realistically here, he should get his workload regardless. Right. So that is close though. You're obviously not banking on efficiency, you're banking on overall volume there. But I don't have the balls to sit Najee here. I would sit Mitchell. Appreciate the super chat though. Good question there, Michael. We actually got another super chat from Louis or Lewis. Comment down below how it's pronounced, but he says Standard League, Josh Allen or Matt Stafford.
Stafford.
I don't mind doing that at all. Yeah,
I know it's like Stafford's played like shit, like from an NFL perspective, but he still had a good fantasy day last week, even though he wasn't very good NFL wise. And that, like I said, I'm scared shitless of the Patriots defense. I don't want to play any quarterback against them, including Josh Allen.
Yep. Nigel, another super chat. I appreciate that. You're rolling it out today, but he says thoughts on Taysom Hill rest of the season. I have Hurts, also Hilliard rest of the season. Thanks, guys. So first question, I would rather Hurts over Taysom, obviously long term this season. But again, with Hurts dealing with that injury, you wouldn't have known that going into Thursday night. But I think Taysom Hill, as long as he's a starter, can give you that Hurts, like B-Tech Hurts level production where he's going to be contributing, 50-ish, 60-ish rushing yards per game while not giving you the full array on the passing game. But at the end of the day here in a 4-point pass,
he's not an NFL quarterback. Like he's like, I saw a tweet from PFF. It was like, what can't this guy do? I'm like, complete.
I was laughing.
Passes. Like he literally went 18 for 41 or something. Like he's a horrible passer, but he's going to run enough that he's going to give you a B-Tech Jalen Hurts version of him, but he's still only like a top 15 quarterback, 20 quarterback, maybe. Like I can't put him up with the likes of like Jalen Hurts, who's like a top 6 quarterback on the season right now.
Yep, I agree with you there. Do you have where we left off, by the way?
Yeah, I do.
All right, perfect.
Canal says, what's up, guys? PPR, Damian Harris, Van Jefferson, Bateman, Judy. I'm sitting Damian Harris against the Bills run defense
easily, yeah,
in a 3-way timeshare in a full PPR league. That's a pretty easy decision for me.
I agree there.
Do I start D-Hop over Ayuk? Ugh, that's a hard decision to make, but I will start D-Hop slightly. Unless we hear something before the game that he's going to be on a pitch count or something, because they both play at 4, I think. So you should be okay. Unless Hopkins plays at 1, I think. He does. So I would actually go. Give me D-Hop still. It's risky, but give me D-Hop.
Is it gross that I kind of regret not having a Kirk share? I was going to do a Kyler stack, but then when you said the weather, I'm like,
I have one of each.
You have one of each?
Yeah, and they're just in listener leagues. Like, so they're not high stakes ones or whatever. Like my high stakes lineups, the red zone and the spy that I'm in, I have a Lamar stack in the spy and a Brady stack in the red zone.
In terms of like
clearly the 2 best quarterback plays of the week, in my opinion.
Are you in the 2,300 person red zone?
It's the
single entry.
It's the $50 one. Let me check. Hold on.
It's 2,272 entries.
NFL 300K red zone, 50K to first.
Yep, 2,272 entries.
Flex in it too.
I'm in that as well. Are you in the chop block, by the way?
What's the chop block?
Chop block 5K to first, only 570 entrants, $50.
No, that's a pretty decent tournament, but I'm not in that. No, I'm in the big spy, the 400K spy, which is $100K to first, $100 entry, and then the 50K red zone, and then I'm in a bunch of listener leagues.
There's also the goal line, which is the 3 entry max, 606 entrants. I think it's 40K in total prize is $75 entry. So it's pretty.
Bad.
Good tournaments.
Looks like we got some more supers.
Yeah, no, I just brought that over.
We're like
got a couple more
behind.
Got a couple more supers. 279. Appreciate that from Dr. Paul. He says Hilton or Raymond, and the other deep sleepers. So Hilton. I mean, I don't want to bet against him going against Houston. Give me T.Y. Hilton here.
That narrative. He's gonna be 10% owned in DFS because of that narrative.
100%. But actually, I don't mind it. I mean,
I like the 2 Bucs receivers behind Godwin and Evans as deep sleepers. If I don't think you're gonna want to start them in season long, but if you're playing a DFS lineup and you want to get a different Brady stack going, throwing Scotty Miller with Chris Godwin, because if Scotty Miller catches the long touchdown instead of Mike Evans, then you got some leverage there. And conversely, go with Mike Evans and Tyler Johnson, because if Tyler Johnson's getting some work over the middle of the field, maybe Chris Godwin isn't, because those 2 types of receivers are kind of, backups to each other. So I don't mind Miller and Tyler Johnson if you're desperate or if you want a DFS play that's really cheap, because both of those guys are under 3,500 on DraftKings.
For sure. Also, apparently the what's it called? College football rankings, playoff rankings got announced.
Yep.
And they had Alabama at 1, Michigan at 2, Georgia at 3, and Cincinnati at 4.
Was what's it called? Supposed to be 1, Michigan?
Yeah, like there was a debate. It's like, oh yeah, do you have Alabama 1? Do you have Michigan 1?
You have Alabama 1. They just wiped the floor with Georgia.
But Michigan also won 42-3 against Iowa, and were ranked higher than Alabama going into the week.
Sure, but Georgia was undefeated in the 1 seed.
But like theoretically,
Iowa was like what, 12?
Again, like, but the debate there too is that Michigan thumped.
You also lost to you. Who did Alabama lose to again?
Texas A&M. Worst loss.
Oh, right. State. Yeah, they did. They lost to Texas A&M. You guys lost to Michigan State, right?
Yeah, at Michigan State, and a game that we literally lost because
I still think Alabama's.
Alabama's a better team, but I mean, like, the problem with college football is debating the fine line between who's the better team and who's the more deserving of the seed. Because if we're talking about better team, listen, Ohio State would get in over Cincinnati. Nobody would even bat an eye. But Cincinnati's undefeated. Cincinnati is played well and won against everybody.
That's the annoying thing about the playoff that I don't know why, like, with how money hungry the NCAA is, like, why not make it an 8-team playoff?
Oh, because 18 would
why fucking... like, you guys are so money greedy. Like, I can't believe that you're not just going to make an 8-team playoff so that you can sell 2 more of these games and make this a 3-round tournament instead of a 2-round tournament or whatever.
An 18 playoff would be so much fun, but
it would be awesome.
Here's another one here from Gustavo. Appreciate that. 129 pesos means a lot. Flex Javonte or Eli Mitchell, and for wide receiver 2, pick 2, Mooney, Moore, or Bourne. So for running back or for flex, I'm gonna go with Javonte.
I can't sit Javonte Williams this week. I cannot sit him.
I can't either.
I can't sit him because, I mean, like, you're going to compare those 2 rookie running backs, talent-wise, not a competition. As much as Elijah Mitchell has proven himself, and I liked Elijah Mitchell coming out, it is not close. Who is the better running back?
I agree there. I'm actually quickly setting my lineups in terms of the second question. I would sit Bourne going up against the Bills instead.
Unless I'm assuming that's Elijah Moore. I hope that's not Rondale. But if that's Elijah Moore, sit Kendrick Bourne. It doesn't look like we're going to get even remotely close to catching up on some of these. So
just read a couple. I'm just going to quickly set my lineups.
Okay. Canal says Dolphins D or Colts D. I'm going to just literally rapid fire some of these. Dolphins, Gaskin or Saquon. Give me Saquon there. Who to pick up, Kirk or Parker, since Parker is back? Would it affect Waddle's fantasy? Give me Christian Kirk there if he's on the waiver wire. Jesus, give me Christian Kirk.
I'll go Christian Kirk, yep.
Marvin Jones or Russell Gage. Marvin Jones for sure there. I've got James Robinson, who's questionable. Alexander Madison, David Montgomery, Miles Sanders, Sony Michel need to start 3. Give me Madison, give me Michel, and give me Montgomery. I'm going to sit James Robinson and Miles Sanders, with Robinson being the report was that he'll try to go or something like that. Yeah, I'll just mitigate that risk for sure.
Yep, for sure.
I'm pretty sure I already know this, but I'm going to ask anyways. Madison or Monty? Give me Madison there.
Yep.
Also, I'm starting Foster Moreau over Hawkinson. Is that a bad move? Yes, I do think that is a bad move. I know, anytime you see the Vikings don't give up a lot of points to tight ends, that is so dependent on who they've played because there's 4 really good tight ends in the NFL. So tight end fantasy scoring like allowed and shit is usually not something I pay a whole lot of attention to when looking at tight end matchups, just because it is really skewed by who you've played. Because if you've played Travis Kelce, Darren Waller, and George Kittle, then you're probably going to rank highly in tight end scoring.
Yep. No, I fully agree there.
So I'm probably not going Moreau over Hawkinson. Like I said already, Hawkinson is expected to see a big uptick in targets with DeAndre Swift out of the lineup. DeAndre Swift, like I said, is the target leader of the Lions. So with him out, Hawkinson should be able to pick up some slack there. Sit one at running back, full PPR. Madison Connor. Oh yeah, we already answered that.
Yep.
Sit James Conner. Ready for ready today for the Rams to lose again. I would appreciate if they lost again because they have a win over us in the NFC.
I wouldn't mind it either. I hope all the top.
I hope the Cardinals lose too because I want the one seed.
You know, the Cardinals, the Packers. The Packers don't even play this week. The Bucks. All of them can lose.
Yeah, they don't have to lose. If we lose today, yikes.
Yeah, you guys are going to win, let's be honest. We actually got another super chat here from Robert. I appreciate that. $1.99. He says, Goddard or Knox, half PPR. It could be Goddard there, Robert.
I'll take Knox.
Really?
Yeah.
Against New England?
I mean, that's if you're going to beat him anywhere, it's going to be maybe with the tight ends of the running backs.
Maybe.
Like, I don't trust anybody outside of Diggs in that game, really.
I'd rather just start Goddard against the Jets and count.
Yeah, like, I mean, I just don't trust Minshew, dude. I just fucking do not trust Minshew at all.
I mean, did you trust Hurts as a passer, though?
I trust Allen in a bad matchup over Minshew in a great one.
But you're not betting on Allen versus Minshew. You're betting on Goddard versus...
Yeah, but I'm betting on Allen's passing production to elevate Knox because Knox is like big play / red zone threat.
For sure. I don't know. I would go with Goddard, though.
Yeah. Miles Sanders or Pittman, PPR. Give me Pittman.
Really?
In PPR, yeah, give me Pittman.
It's close.
I don't trust Minshew. Like I don't trust Sanders either, to be honest. Like I don't mind Sanders as like a DFS play, but like I'm still hesitant that he's going to get some huge workload with Scott active and Minshew starting at quarterback. I'm still a little hesitant on that.
You're probably banking on a long touchdown there.
Well, I mean, there's a chance that because Hurts isn't playing, that all the running back carries go to Sanders and Scott, and they combine for like 35 carries or something in this game, and Sanders gets like 19 of those or something like that. But either way, I'm still a little hesitant on him.
Agreed. Cousins or
Hurts, super flex.
Hurts is hurt.
Hurts is hurt. Yeah, he's not playing, so you're going with Cousins there.
Yep. T. Higgins or Devonta Smith with Minshew at quarterback. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I'm going to go back to Higgins for sure. Moreau or Fant? Give me Foster Moreau there.
Yep.
Saquon, Javonte, Gibson, or Montgomery. Oof.
Pick full PPR.
3, I'm guessing you're asking. Pick 3, I'm guessing. I'm going to sit Montgomery there.
Yep.
If you only pick 3.
If you pick 1, I would go with Javonte. Yeah.
Yeah. If you pick 2, I'm going Javonte and Gibson. And then, yeah.
Goddard or Foster Moreau?
Goddard.
I would go with Goddard, yeah.
Yeah, I like Moreau, but I'm not going to start him over a guy like Goddard.
Yep, I agree there. Pick 2 wide receivers, Lockett, Kirk, Waddle, or Jefferson. This is pretty easily for me. This is going to be Waddle and Lockett because of Kirk obviously dealing with the bad weather in Chicago.
Yeah, if Kirk had like a good weather situation, I might go with Kirk over Lockett, but I'll go Lockett over Kirk and Waddle for sure in your lineup. Judy, Kirk, or Reynolds, Arizona defense, or Patriots, Nick Folk, or Robbie Gould. Okay,
I'll go Kirk here.
Yeah, give me Christian Kirk in that question. Arizona defense or Patriots, give me the Patriots. And then Nick Folk or Robbie Gould. Actually, do you go Arizona defense over the Patriots?
Nah.
I mean, like, the Bills are dangerous, and they're at home. Arizona's at home against
if you want to play it safe,
you go.
If you want to play it safe, you go Arizona.
Yeah, it's hard to set the Patriots defense with how they're playing. And then give me a Nick Folk. He's kind of like actually good.
Saquon or Sony Michel, I cannot start Sony over Saquon. Even
no, I can't do it. I like Sony this week, but I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah, Elijah Moore, T. Higgins, Ayuk, Devontae Smith, pick 2 to start. I would go with.
I think he super chatted that question, and we said Higgins and Ayuk.
Dope, perfect. What's up, Daddy's half PPR? Goddard with Swaggy Minshew or Foster Moreau with this LSU drip. Love you boys. Appreciate that, Nick. And we should just answer this, but we'll go Dallas Goddard.
Yeah.
To go Dallas Goddard, but let me just quickly check low in case we have any supers. We're all good, so you can click the next one.
All right, let's do a couple more, and then we'll head out of here because it's 12:50 p.m. I want to check over my lineups and make sure everything's good. Gordle says, in my fantasy league, people have to drop Ridley, Carter, A.J. Brown, A.B., Cook, CMC, Henry, Allen Robinson, and Amari Cooper. Jesus, what are you going to... a 6-team league. I mean, some of these guys, CMC, Ridley, like I understand why they're dropping those guys, but I'd be holding AJ Brown, Antonio Brown, maybe not Derrick Henry. I don't know. And Amari Cooper's getting dropped. Like, what the hell's happening there?
Yeah, what's going on? Because he had one game where he
and Michael Carter too. He's only going to be out like one more game.
Yeah, literally. What a mess. Hit the like button, guys. Yeah, I appreciate that. If you guys are watching the stream, you're interested, 74 concurrent viewers right now. Let me just check what the likes are at, because I definitely know that there aren't.
Nobody's mentioned hit the like this whole time.
I can guarantee you there are definitely not 74 likes on the stream right now. So 39 likes. 39? Come on, y'all. Come on. I'll give you guys 10 seconds. I want to see that up to, we'll say 55.
Also, if you haven't subscribed yet, we set the January 1st deadline as 10,000 subscribers. I don't think we're going to get there, but let's say by the Super Bowl, we get to 10,000 subscribers.
Yeah.
That would be ideal. If you haven't subscribed, we answered a question. Maybe we did something else for you. I don't fucking know. Just please hit the subscribe button. It doesn't cost you a damn thing.
Heck, if we want to be super, super technical, let's get 11K by my birthday on March 9th.
Why 11K?
Why not?
I feel like you just wanted to mention when your birthday was there.
100%.
That's what that felt like. Nice 8.4K subs. Hit the like. Let's keep it going. Yes, sir.
Appreciate that. Up to 58, by the way. So y'all killed it in that 10-second time frame.
Question. I don't want to leave him out to dry here. Javonte, give me Javonte. Yeah, no, you're fine.
I agree with you there.
I played CU. Need one running back: Najee, Patterson, Javonte, or Sony.
Najee.
Sorry, Javonte Williams over Najee Harris this week.
Really?
Yep.
I don't mind it. Okay.
I have Najee Harris at 7. I have Javonte Williams at 6.
I don't mind it. All right. I mean, heck, everybody's talking about, Javonte's overvalued as like Campus Cannon top 5 running back value. We're going to find out how rightly valued he is this week, because this is his opportunity to show why he's that dude.
Dude, oh my God. Get me out of Twitter sometimes, man. The we have to sell Javonte at the RB4 price is pissing me off this week, man. Everybody, can we just admit, and I tweeted this out, I saw Matt 9, who I used to work with at the Scouts too. You can just keep the player if he hit value. When you hit on a draft pick, just keep him. Like, why do you have to sell the guy?
Yeah, no.
Everyone's like, when the market's overvaluing a player, you have to sell. I'm like, I don't think the market's going to pay RB4 prices for Javonte Williams.
But like, if I understand the degree, if you can
but
get
RB4 is not out of the, like, I don't think that's like, I don't think that's crazy.
If someone offered you Gibson in a first, if someone offered you Gibson in a first for Javonte right now, who you
I would take Gibson in a first. Because Gibson
like
would be like right in the same tier with Javonte Williams for me.
That, given how much hype it's been getting, though, that might be the type of trade you can do.
Right. If you can sell him for that, then I think that's okay. But like, how many running backs are you taking over Javonte Williams in Dynasty?
Again, like I probably
like 5, maybe.
I was gonna say max. I can count them on one hand.
Like JT and Swift of the young running backs for sure. I'm
taking Javonte over Najee.
I would take Javonte over Najee as well. Would you take Gibson over? Would you take Gibson over him?
No, I take Javonte over Gibson. Yeah.
Would you take any of the more veteran running backs, McCaffrey, Kamara?
McCaffrey.
I would take McCaffrey and Kamara over him, I think. But those two are the only ones, I think, of the veteran guys that I would take over him.
Kamara is close.
Which means what? Gibson's my RB5? Or not Gibson. Javonte's my RB5?
Yeah.
Because Swift and Taylor are my RB2 and 1.
It's a fun debate. And again, I talked about it with a couple guys in the DMs. But obviously, when schoolwork cools down for me, I have one exam Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. So I'm probably going to go back to Hamilton tomorrow. It's going to be fucking gross. Just to make sure I can wake up. But yeah, I have my exam on Tuesday, and then probably this Friday, we'll ask about questions for Dynasty Decisions and get an episode out. But either way, it's about 12:55. Let's get through the last couple. I know we're incredibly behind. So where do we? Oh my God, we're so high up. 12 o'clock. Jesus.
Yeah, we are extremely behind.
Goddard,
appreciate you guys for tuning in, because us being really behind means a lot of you guys are engaging and asking questions. So definitely appreciate that.
For sure. In terms of Goddard or Freiermuth, I would slightly lean Goddard here, but it's pretty
I have
close.
Goddard a little higher as well.
Yeah. Burkhead or Coleman. I go with
Burkhead. David Johnson's out. Give me Burkhead easily.
Thinking Jamal Williams over Devontae Smith. No Bell.
Javonte Williams over Devontae Smith.
Yes.
Yeah, Javonte over Devontae easily.
We actually got another super chat here from Carmen. Appreciate that a lot. Carmen says McLaurin or Elijah Moore. I'll go with Terry McLaurin here.
I will also take take Terry McLaurin there. I'm just making sure all my lineups are set here.
No problem. And again, appreciate that $5 super chat. Yeah, it's been a very, very busy Sunday morning, but all of you.
I
in
woke
here
up to
since you've been here.
29 notifications from Rappaport and Schefter of
Really?
like just like tweeting out, this guy's active, this guy's out, this guy's expected to play. I'm like, holy shit, dude. There's so many injuries.
Yeah, no, literally though.
Did you see what I have to do in their Listener Dynasty League this week?
Nope.
I have to start one of Sam Ellinger or Mitch Trubisky or Tim Boyle at quarterback because I don't have a quarterback this week.
Gross.
I have Tannehill on bye. I have Fields who's hurt. I have Fitzpatrick and Sam Darnold on IR. So I had came into the season with 4 starting quarterbacks, and I have 0 this week. So I have to hope that I'm playing Sam Ellinger with the hope that Carson Wentz gets hurt. Like that's what I'm at right now.
Yeah, that's pain. Sorry, I'm just quickly checking my lineups. Okay, so Claypool practiced full Thursday. That's good. Metcalf practiced full Thursday. Good. Sanders, he should be fine. Practice full Friday. Okay. Doesn't have designation. I just want to make sure nobody that I have here.
Oh, I don't want to start Cole Beasley. Who do I have? Oh, what the hell? Why do I have Cole Beasley in over Marvin Jones?
I don't know.
Would you go Logan Thomas or Dawson Knox?
I go Dawson. Okay, so I just wanted to make sure that my lineups, I didn't have any players that had injury tags going into the games, but in terms of my DFS, like spread out in terms of defense, I got Vikings in 2, Dolphins in 1, and Eagles in 1.
Let me check where mine's at. I don't even know.
The only problem is fucking in the one. Actually, I do have one Kirk. Okay, I didn't even realize that. But in the lineup, I have Dolphins. I also have Gibson, so I had to, spread it out otherwise because I have
so I'm in. I have 6 lineups, but like 9 total entries or whatever, because I put a couple lineups in two contests. I have 22% Ravens, 22% Texans, 22% Chargers, 11% Bears, and then 22% Jets.
Yeah, damn.
So decent mix.
Also, the fucking Ticats are playing right now. And did you hear about the Argos starting quarterback?
I have literally never followed a single piece of CFL news in my life.
Well, basically the Argos starting quarterback, I think he went to like a Leafs game or he went to a Raptors game or something like on Friday, and it broke a CFL COVID protocol. So he had to get placed on the COVID list for 4 days. And it was within like the 4 days was within when the game was. So the Argos were without their starting quarterback for the game. McLeod Bethel Thompson. I'm not sure if you remember him in the NFL, but I think he was like the backup on the Falcons. But
doesn't ring a bell.
Either way, we're kind of just
we're just shooting the shit at this point. Anyway, it's 12:58 p.m. Eastern time. So hopefully you guys enjoy. Hopefully I'm 100K richer after winning the SPY after this week.
Or
if I already told Danny this, but 100 Grandkids by Mac Miller. We're both huge Mac Miller fans. I will shotgun a White Claw on Twitter to 100 Grandkids if I win 100 grand today.
Yeah. Also quickly, Rob, you do realize we're so far behind right now that it literally us talking CFL for literally 1 minute is not going to have us get to your question. So
apologies if we can't get to your question. I would say ask a smaller YouTube channel at this point. Like as self-righteous as that might sound, I kind of do miss the days when we were at 1,000 subscribers. We get to everybody's questions and stuff, but we definitely appreciate the support. If you want a question answered from us earlier in the week, leave it on comments and videos. And also our weekly rankings are free. If you have a question that is just a simple start sit, our weekly rankings are in the description of our videos. You can just check them out.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I mean, again, at the end of the day, we try our best. So if you have a problem with us not getting to every question, go to a channel with 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Anyway, peace out, guys.
Y'all.